Hi everyone, my name is Sabrina Jung. I'm a sophomore majoring in math and finance, and I'm doing research with Dr. Alan Blum of the Department of Family Medicine. We're exploring the interface between Juul addiction and digital media addiction. Just to start out, digital media addiction includes hardware such as cell phones, computers, and television, as well as social media platforms. For this study, we focus on social media, which refers to websites and applications that allow users to create and share content. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are the most popular social media sites based on the number of active monthly users. Instagram and Snapchat are especially popular among college-age students, and 78% of teens check their devices at least once every hour, spending an average of 9 hours per day using digital media devices. This is pretty shocking considering today's teens only get 7 to 7.5 hours of sleep each night. Moving on to e-cigarettes, e-cigarettes are battery-operated devices used to inhale a heated vapor of flavored nicotine. They resemble cigarettes or USB memory sticks, and this graphic shows the general evolution of e-cigarettes. For this presentation, we will be focusing on the rechargeable e-cigarettes. Tobacco cigarettes are the leading cause of disease in the United States, and e-cigarettes were designed as a cigarette alternative in order to reduce the effects of cigarettes. However, e-cigarettes have been taken up by adolescents who have never smoked before. This raises some health concerns, and e-cigarette vapors has been found to contain a variety of chemicals that can cause shortness of breath, breathing difficulty, or chest pain. The first vaping-related death was reported in August of 2019, and since then, as of November 13th, 2019, there have been 42 reported deaths and 2,000 cases of lung injury attributable to vaping. For this project, we focused on the Juul device, which was created in 2015 by 2 Stanford graduate students in order to rapidly deliver nicotine to the user. Juul's resemblance to a USB drive makes it very attractive to a wired generation. As you can see here, the battery can be attached to a USB port on a laptop or a phone, and it comes with a pod that's filled with e-liquid that can be disposed of when it is empty. This graphic shows the concentration of blood nicotine after 1 puff of a cigarette, 1 puff of an e-cigarette, and 1 puff of Pax Labs e-liquid, which is used in the Juul. The green line shows their original tested version, and the pink line shows their commercialized version that's used in the Juul. And the Juul delivers about 2 to 4 times the amount of nicotine as other e-cigarette brands. In 2000, the British Medical Journal hypothesized that the reason there was a decline in teenage smoking was because teens were spending their disposable income on electronic devices instead of cigarettes. I think they're onto something because since then, e-cigarettes were introduced in the United States in 2007, the same year that Apple released the first iPhone. Juul, which was created in 2015, has since captured 75% of the e-cigarette market. And the goal of this project is to explore the link between Juul addiction and digital media addiction in order to create a plan to minimize the intensity as well as the effects of the addictions. I began my project by getting up to speed on events surrounding e-cigarettes, both past and present. This consisted of going through medical journals, advertisements, and articles in order to understand the issue. I sorted through the articles and organized them for my research lab's archives and sorted them into different categories. Here's some examples of what I found. On the left, we have the cover of Time magazine depicting the new American addiction as vaping. And on the right, we have a cartoon criticizing the vaping industry for marketing to kids using candy flavors. Both e-cigarettes and social media are addictive, and they're 2 concurrent factors that seem to reinforce each other. Digital media addiction can be defined as continuing to use digital media addiction even when it's inappropriate to do so or is dangerous. And e-cigarette addiction can be defined as continuing to use e-cigarettes even though they're causing you harm. Of youth who have never used cigarettes or e-cigarettes, those with an increased digital media use are more likely to begin using e-cigarettes. And here you can see a product widely available on Amazon that allows users to attach their Juul to their iPhone, so they never have to go without either one. There are products like this on the market that are drawing connections between these 2 addictions. Social media platforms provide an indirect way to encourage e-cigarette use between individuals. 43% of social media users report viewing a peer post about e-cigarettes in the past 6 months. Commentary on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is often accompanied by hashtags, such as #Juul, #vape, and #eCigs. This can create a community of individuals, and you can see here #Juul has over 600,000 posts, although some of these are satirical. And on the right, you can see that the most followed vaping account has over 700,000 followers. This can be especially problematic for teens who are trying to find a community where they belong. Many e-cigarette users engage with digital media to obtain information on the products. However, this often has varying degrees of accuracy regarding the products and the health effects. In this chart, you can see that people ages 18 to 24 use online sources, including social media, as their main source of news, and it is estimated that this trend holds true for sources of e-cigarette information. 75% of college students report their main sources of information on e-cigarettes to be user-generated social media posts and online internet searches. Digital marketing involves new media such as social networking sites and brand websites. Marketing on digital media has far surpassed traditional marketing, especially for adolescents who have on-demand access to online content and are active consumers of digital media. They're highly susceptible to media influence and are very likely to model what they view. Jewel is definitely taking advantage of this. Since its inception, Jewel has heavily utilized social media, spending nearly half of its advertising budget on online advertising, including Instagram ads. On the left, you can see the vaporized ad campaign, which was our first campaign online, and it shows young people in bright colors in order to appeal to young people. And on the right, you can see the advertisement of their creme brulee flavor, and they have many flavors, including mango and mint. However, they have since stopped social media advertising, and they no longer sell these flavored pods. On the other hand, an anti-juuling movement has begun on social media using hashtags such as #DitchJuul. There's a website called the Truth Website for a Smoke-Free Movement, which specifically targets young people. Its original focus was on cigarettes and other tobacco products. However, it has shifted to juuling due to widespread use among teens. They use social media platforms to appeal to young people. And as you can see, #DitchJuul has about 600 posts, which there's a large disparity between posts promoting Juul and posts discouraging Juul. And this text comes from a program called This Is Quitting. It's tailored by age group to give appropriate recommendations on how to quit vaping devices. 54,000 young people have signed up for the program since its launch in January of 2019. My final products for this project include organized archives, a daily news log, an annotated bibliography, and a poster. Here's my poster, and just as fighting smoking means going after Marlboro, Juul is by far the leading brand of e-cigarettes among college students, and efforts to counteract juuling should be directed at counteracting the promotion of Juul online. Overall, e-cigarette addiction appears to be more closely related to dependence on digital media than cigarette smoking. My next steps for this project include gathering data on social media, with the possibility of expanding into other e-cigarette products such as disposable e-cigarettes that have very recently become popular. And I'll also continue to identify other means to reduce the correlation between digital media and e-cigarettes. Any questions?
Do you have any potential solutions for reducing the number of teens addicted to digital media or e-cigarettes?
So currently there is another former RRS student that is working to open the first student-run digital media addiction center on campus. And I think this is a great idea. We could open one for e-cigarette addiction on this campus, and then if it's successful here, move it to other campuses as well as possibly high schools.
With recent media coverage portraying vaping and juuling as a public health crisis, do you think that e-cigarette and Juul use will increase or decrease as a result?
I definitely think that e-cigarette and Juul usage will decrease, and although a lot of the deaths and injuries related to vaping are because of THC products that are often bought online or from unreliable sources, I do think it is a good thing though because it will reduce the number of people who vape and also the health concerns that go with that.
Who do you think is to blame for these addictions? Do you think the blame falls more with digital media and e-cigarette companies or the teens who fall addicted to them?
I definitely think that the blame falls on the digital media and e-cigarette companies because they know that their products are addictive and they know that it's harming young people. However, they don't do anything about it. They're more concerned about profits than they are about the health of the youth.